Hello, I'm Roger Bisbee from the Skill Builder channel, and what I'm looking at here is a bathroom refurbishment. I'm going to rip this lovely bathroom out and fit a new one. And when you look at this bathroom, you think actually there's not a lot wrong with it. It's quite a nice kit. It's a nice porcelain basin, and the bath's a double ender. It's all very nice kit, but we're in a fashion business with bathrooms, and when people decide they don't like it, they don't like it. So they've got a new plan that's been drawn up by Abacus bathrooms for them, and we're going to fit all the latest kit, which includes a wall-hung WC and a new shower. So I'm going to take you through the whole process, but for me, first job is the rip out. When you go to price a job, very often when you get in there, it can take you half a day just to get the water turned off because the gate valves aren't working, the thing won't drain down. You know, there's all kinds of little problems like that. So even just getting the water turned off can be a major mission. Just one thing I'll say to you is the first thing I do when I go in is we look at this tap here. I put the hot on, I put my thumb over here, and I can stop the water flow. So I know that that is coming off gravity fed tank in the loft. Do the same with the cold. Put my thumb over it and I can't stop the water. And that tells me that the cold water is being fed off the mains, which isn't unusual because people like to take a glass of water from the basin in the bathroom. And so having that mains fed supply is a much better way of doing it. You don't really want to be drinking stored water from dirty old tanks in the loft. So I've got to find out where to turn this water off. I've got to drain all the water out, and then I can begin pulling this out. Actually, I'd like to sell this, really. I'd like to sell the whole lot on eBay or Gumtree, but we're going to put it in the skip because by the time somebody comes to collect it and all the rest of it, and that means I've got to get it out in absolutely perfect condition as well. But it's a bit of a shame to see perfectly good stuff going to waste. I'll get on with the job and come back and see you when I've got it all ripped out. So as I always say, these jobs are pretty unpredictable. You never know what you're going to find when you start ripping stuff out. I've got rusty screws holding the system on, plus it's silicone on the back. They've stuck it and they've screwed it. Good job, except when you come to take it out. And I couldn't budge that rusty screw, so I've had to lever the system out, which has broken the back of the system. So that's my idea of selling it on eBay up the chute. Never mind. The other thing that I noticed, I'm just going to ask a cameraman here if he would care to dip his hand into this lovely clean water in the cistern here and tell me what he thinks.
It's warm.
It's hot. It's hot water coming into the cistern, so I turned the hot and the cold off and drained it down, and I found that this is pretty hot water coming through here. So that's going to have to be investigated. Either they've connected it up to the wrong thing, they've connected it to the hot rather than the cold, which I would have thought the householder would have kind of found out about over the last few years. Or the other possibility is that what's happening is that the hot is now draining down through the cold, which does happen sometimes. It flows across the taps if you've got the kind of taps which have got a cross flow in them. So anyway, I'll sort it out one way or another. When I first bought this, I thought, I'm never going to use that really. I'll have it because I kind of liked it because it's nice and dinky. But actually, I use it all the time. It's the wrench that gets into the spaces that other wrenches can't reach. Knipex.
I thought it was pronounced Kinetics.
Kinetics. Now that, I've taken the nuts off. So the only thing that's holding this basin on now is that silicone. What a great job it's doing. Look at that, look at that. You wouldn't believe it, would you?
That it could be so strong. Well, there's no chance there's a hidden fastening you can't see.
Two bolts. Now, you've got to be careful with this stuff, because I did cut myself really badly once on a basin, corner of a basin that broke. So, you know, they are as sharp when they break, so you don't want to be around it. Something's gone, something's gone. What is it? Oh, a bit of basin, there you are. That proves it, doesn't it? Look at that, that basin, where they stuck it to the wall with the silicone, stronger than the basin itself. Now this is just what I'm talking about with the sharp edges, so I'm going to take that straight down. Should take the taps off really, because there's a bit of scrap very well. There's a step there, nobody warned me. You've got to feel your way in this life. And it still didn't break. Now this whole bathroom has been designed on the assumption that the joists are running this way, which meant that the shower couldn't be put here because the shower, we wanted a low level shower and the pipe's got to run through the joist and we couldn't hang the joist up, all that kind of thing. So when I took the loo out, rather than the soil pipe being in the back, which is where I thought it would be, it goes straight down through the floor. There's a joist and the joist is running that way. So the assumption of them running that way was wrong. But why did I think that they were running that way? Well, the reason is that because this piece of flooring is loose here, we can see that the floorboards are running this way. So that would mean the joists are running counter to the floorboards. At some point in this floor, those joists change direction. And why that is, well, you'd have to ask the people who built it almost 200 years ago. Quite honestly, if I bought this saw just for this one job, it would have paid its way. It really would, because it speeded it up so much. This thing, it's probably the hardest rip out of a bathroom that I've ever done. And if you think I've been sort of playing around with this sort of thing for about 40 years now, that's something, isn't it? To get to this stage of your career and still be surprised, still find something that is built like a battleship. 8-inch thick stud wall, screwed at every possible place, plywood. Honestly, if it hadn't been for that recip saw, and let me just show you another lovely little tool. Or why don't I show you a couple of tools I've got. This thing from Mammoth, a Mammoth bar. As you can see, the old Mammoth 2 tusks. And you get that in there and you just, and it's been a godsend. It really has helped me, because all this stuff is screwed down. I can't find the screws. All the screws are got adhesive over them. So I'm fighting it every inch of the way. But the thing that I really wanted to show you is that I started out thinking, oh, this is a nice bathroom. Why are they changing it really? Because, you know, the kit looked good. But when you actually start looking at this wet room, this is one of those wet rooms, isn't it? You know, everybody tried these sort of things, you know. What are we going to do? We're going to use a bit of plywood. They've nailed that. They've still actually, no, they've screwed it down. And they've cut fur in pieces all the way down across here to lay the plywood on so that they can get a fall into the drain. And then they've stuck this vinyl floor down, which I'm not a great lover of. You know, it looks a bit industrial. I know it's got its place, you know, it is good in some cases, but then they put this cover strip over the edge. So you can kind of see why these people hated this bathroom, why they wanted to get rid of it. Look at this, look, there's even a ramp here made up of a bit of plywood, which the guys just shoved on. So although a lot of the build here, a lot of the carpentry, a lot of the way that it was done, I can't fault, because it's really solid. But when it comes to things like this, you're on a bit of a wing and a prayer really, aren't you? It's never going to be pleasing. You're never going to feel good about walking into that shower. So that's just my little, you know, aside, if you like. I'm going to carry on doing this, but as I say, it's hard going. It's going to take me, I think we're talking about 2 days for a rip out, and I normally reckon to get a rip out in about 4 hours at maximum, really. I want the whole room clear in 4 hours. So I've come a bit unstuck on this, but there's still scope for turning some profit here sometime, somewhere. Well, one good thing is that they're not in a rush for this bathroom because they've got another fully functioning bathroom elsewhere in the house. We've maintained the supplies to that, so it's always a bit of a pressure job when you've ripped out their only bathroom, you turned off all their water, and you've got to get things back on. That's one of the bad things about plumbing. Sometimes you end up staying there till midnight just to get them their heating and their hot water back on. But in this case, we've got that little bit of a safety buffer, so I can just close the door on this room and leave it. I can remember once I did a job, there was a downstairs cloakroom, and the people phoned me up and they said, we're having this big party, celebrate some like 50th birthday or what, I don't know what, but anyway, they said, and we just thought the downstairs loo, the cloakroom, it's not very nice, you know, we want a new one. Can you fit it in? It was only like a week till the party, and they decided the cloakroom was an embarrassment to them. You know, could I turn it round in the space of a week? And they said to me, they might have lived with it, but the Bishop of Kingston is coming to the party, and they would be embarrassed if he went into the loo and saw it. I don't know why the bishop's got some hypersensitivity to loos, but there you go. So anyway, I did it. I got on. I did some late nights and fitted all new stuff in here, tiled it out, got it all done. I was like there late, you know, Friday night, putting silicone around everything else. And they had their party, and then I saw them a few weeks later, and I said, how did the party go? Oh, great, lovely, thanks. I said, and how did the Bishop of Kingston like the loo? He said, he didn't use it. Okay, at long last, we've got the room clear. I've almost finished clearing it out. I've got a bit more hacking about to do, but basically we've got the shape of the room now and most of the stuff out of the way. Also, what I'm going to do down here, I've got to put in the infinity shower former in here, but I'm going to clean out all this under here, this debris, because I've got this absolute pet hate. My wife thinks I'm mad about this because I have to clean out these floorboards, under these floorboards. I can't leave that rubbish lying there. And the reason I can't leave that rubbish lying there is that people that built this building 200 years ago, and they didn't have a vacuum cleaner, they didn't even have skips, you know, they had to take everything away in a horse and cart, and they didn't leave any rubbish under the floorboards, so I'm not going to leave any rubbish under the floorboards. And the other thing is that I feel that when people leave wood shavings under the floorboards and old fag packets and all sorts of stuff like that, if there's any kind of electrical fault and a fire is going to start, if it's got something to start catching alight, then that will obviously cause a fire. If there's nothing under there for it to ignite, then the chances are you get away with it. So it's a simple little thing, but it's just one of my many pet hates. Anyway, if you come back, next instalment, we're getting the plan from Abacus. We're going to mark out where everything goes, put in the pipework and build the pre-wall. And if you want to follow this series, just click on the links and we'll take you through to the next episode after each episode. I'm Roger Bisbee, thanks very much for watching. Come back and see us soon because we've got a lot on Skill Builder that you might be interested in.